This is a war on your freedom to choose what to do with your body. Thank you, nanny government, for castrating everybody.
You can buy my workout programs as well as other merchandise in my webshop, link in the description under this video. Welcome to the TRT and Hormone Optimization YouTube channel. As a guest today, here back with us, Gil T. Welcome, Gil.
Thanks, Steve. Pleasure.
Hi, Gil. So in our Facebook group, everyone is welcome to join. TRT and Hormone Optimization call as well. So in this Facebook group, I saw this notice for product discontinuation. So tell me more about this, Gil.
So this is really nothing new. The product discontinuation notice that came over the weekend was from a specific pharmacy, which is a rather large compounding pharmacy that is pretty popular in the United States with various providers for hormones specifically. And this basically just, came to light because a lot of the providers who happen to utilize this particular pharmacy happen to be in our group. So I received the email, I sent a couple of texts out to a couple of physicians that I collaborate with within the same industry who happen to also be in the group. And then they said, yes, I just got the email. So there was a little bit of a buzz. This really is not something that's new, but being that it just came to light, I guess something that kind of alarmed a lot of people. The bottom line is that this is about HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin. And as we know, in the testosterone world, a lot of men and a lot of our patients, and some of us included, utilize this medication specifically as an LH analog, which means that it mimics the luteinizing hormone effect in the body of a male who is otherwise pituitary suppressed due to the administration of exogenous testosterone replacement therapy. And what this does is it allows you to maintain some level of testicular activity within the latex cells, specifically to produce a minor level of endogenous testosterone. Now, the benefits of this is not so much the increase in serum testosterone secreted through the testes. It is more so to prevent the hibernation and imminent death, if you will, for lack of a better term, of the latex cells, which are responsible for endogenous testosterone production in the testes. Because when you stimulate them with luteinizing hormone, you are allowing them to continue production. So it's less of a topping off effect since we're receiving our actual testosterone from an exogenous medication. It's more of a, hey, let's keep the factory doors open and the lights on type of approach. A lot of guys report many benefits. One is the offset or delay or overall, avoidance, if you will, of testicular atrophy, which is, in layman's terms, testicular shrinkage. So this is one benefit. Another benefit is some men report feeling more cognitive or a sense of well-being. Some report increased libido. So there's many benefits to a lot of guys on testosterone therapy when supplementing with HCG as a complement to their testosterone regimen. And there are millions of men around the country who utilize this. Now, one of the other key benefits is some of the younger patients in their 20s and 30s who are unfortunately in a state of hypogonadism, which is a low T state, which require medical therapy for replacement, require some level of a fertility protocol like HCG to preserve testicular function so that when they do want to potentially conceive and become parents in the future, they have the potential to once again increase spermatogenesis or sperm production via HCG and an FSH analog in order to produce more sperm. So this is a very crucial and essential medication within the industry to many men. And unfortunately, it seems like it is on the verge of going away in the United States. Now, people want to know why. What I can tell you is this. Many years ago, there was a book written called The HCG Diet. Now, I personally despise the whole thought of the HCG diet. I'm not a fan of any diet per se that is supposed to be a quick fix. I'm even more so not a fan of any medical insinuation to take a drug in order to lose weight unless indicated for medical reasons, which is a very rare situation. I even hate to say it because many guys are going to say, yeah, I've tried everything. I need medical intervention. The bottom line is we know that losing weight is a result of a negative energy balance. Layman's terms, eat less calories or consume less calories than you expend, and your body will reduce its mass. This is how you lose weight. There's no secret formula around it. This is the concept of thermodynamics. This is basic science, okay? We can argue this for days. It's not going to change the fact. At the end of the day, what the HCG diet did in a nutshell is it gave participants anywhere from 30 to 40, 45 days or 60 days sometimes of injecting HCG and eating a 600 calorie restrictive diet per day. And they lost a lot of weight. And people said, wow, the HCG diet's phenomenal. I'm losing weight on it. Well, you're losing weight because you're eating 600 calories a day. You're in a grossly catabolic state. You're losing water, you're losing fat, and you're losing muscle. You're becoming smaller. Okay, your body is eating at itself because you're not supplying sufficient energy to thrive or survive. And that is why you're losing weight. So the whole pitch was, well, HCG accelerates it. HCG keeps you anabolic. HCG is muscle protective. It is not. So the bottom line is the HCG was more of like the placebo pill in this experiment, where the caloric restriction was the actual driving mechanism of the weight loss. And I spoke to a provider who made a lot of money prescribing the HCG diet to clients. And I said, why are you doing this to your patients? And he said, well, they're losing weight and I make money. It's a win-win. I said, fair enough. How long does this last once they come off the diet? He said, well, usually in 6 months they gain weight again. I said, so what's the point? He says, because then they come back and they pay me a couple grand to do it again. I said, so they yo-yo. They basically lose and gain and lose and gain, and they just keep coming back for more HCG and more support. So at the end of the day, the HCG diet is atrocious. I agree with that. Here's the problem. A lot of these guys started to advertise recently on the internet, particularly on social media, and you see these HCG medical weight loss, here's, all the before and after, social proof, etc. So they're starting to run all these ads, and this caught the attention of some people at the FDA, presumably. And all of a sudden they figured, okay, instead of, going after or at least investigating what's going on with this HCG diet or educating consumers, let's figure out a way to just ban it altogether. So this is similar to gun control, okay? We're not going to look at the innate object here that doesn't cause any harm until it's placed in the hands of the wrong individual. We're just going to blame the object. So the enemy here became HCG, not the far and few in between who sell the HCG diet. Let's completely disregard the millions of men on testosterone therapy or on fertility protocols who are utilizing this legitimate medication to actually improve the quality of their life and their overall health. Let's just focus on the few bad apples who wanted to vilify this medication by creating this asinine diet of yo-yoing people's health, right?
Okay.
So the FDA says, okay, we're going to start a war on HCG. We need to ban this. We need to always, with government, it's under the guise of protect the public interest, right? So you have big companies like Merck who produce a drug called Pregnol. What is Pregnol? It is a brand name of HCG. It is the HCG of Big Pharma. No different, same mechanical makeup, same medication, but it is named, like all big pharma drugs, it is named by a brand name. So Pregnol is significantly more expensive than compounded HCG, just like Viagra is a lot more expensive than generic sildenafil. Same drug, but we put a name on it. So because of that name, it belongs to Pfizer or Merck, and we have to charge triple the price. FDA says we're going to ban HCG. How do we go about this? Simple. HCG is a peptide. A peptide is a chain of amino acids, which is smaller than a protein, but enough to be classified as a peptide. It's basically a complex chain of amino acids. Up until January of 2020, so close to 2 years now, all peptides that contained less than 50 amino acid chains bound together were classified as peptides. And drugs that contain more were classified as biologics. Biologic agents are things like vaccines, immunoglobulins, and stuff that are utilized, for different purposes.
Yep, psoriasis, rheumatoid arthritis, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, what they did is they said, okay, we're going to move the goalposts here. What we're going to do is we're going to say, instead of 50 amino chains to classify a drug as a biologic, we're going to say anything over 40 is now a biologic. So they essentially didn't ban HCG, they reclassified it as a biologic. It is now no longer a peptide or a drug. It's a biological agent. As a result, any compounding pharmacy, which generally tends to be a smaller mom and pop individually owned business, unlike these big pharmaceutical companies, do not contain or have biological licenses, because those licenses require specific compounding protocols and measures, which cost millions of dollars. And quite honestly, the biological industry does not make these small compounders a lot of money because that's not, people go to the big pharma for their vaccines and whatnot, not to their local, Joe's Pharmacy around the corner who makes the vaccine in the back office. So none of them really are in the biological industry. So now compounders can no longer compound HCG because it is now a biologic. There was a period of, grace period, if you will, to kind of, forego your existing inventory. And then there was some disputes. Some larger pharmacies, compounders went ahead and disputed this, and there was some ongoing back and forth with the FDA. Well, it just came down that they struck the ban hammer, and as of November 4th, I believe, according to the email, compounding pharmacies are no longer going to be producing HCG. And Merck informed everyone in February of this year, of 21, that they are no longer going to be producing Pregnol. So this is a war on men's fertility, men's ability to maintain their testicles while on testosterone therapy. It is one more ban hammer on our industry of trying to optimize our lifestyle and improve our overall health. So as always, the biggest factor in the difference between a dictatorship and a democracy, a dictator tells you, I am the boss, I am your king, I will do whatever I please and you will obey me. They're out in the open. This is like your enemy, right? This is the guy that hates you. You know he hates you, so you approach him with your guard up because you know what to expect. What's more dangerous is your friend who secretly hates you, smiles to your face and then stabs you in the back when you turn around. That's the democracy. They have to appeal to you. So they'll smile at you and tell you, hey, public health concern, we're worried about you guys. Trust us. We're big government. We're going to take care of you. So we know what we're doing. And then when you turn around, they're making all these back end deals with, whatever appeases their agenda. So there's your difference there. This is nothing more than just a war on HCG, trying to get you guys to not have available medication that you need, that you rely on for your fertility, for your well-being, for your health, and for your ability to remain as masculine and as cognitive as can be. So thank you, nanny government, for castrating everybody. And there's really nothing more that could be said about this.
Okay. Is there any hope or solution for men that are now using it? What should they do?
For now, we still have, at my clinic at least, a few pharmacies that have inventory available, and they're going to continue to at least supply it so that our patients can still remain, with their HCG protocols. What will happen in the future with those particular compounders, I do not know. I can't sit here and tell people what to do, against the law, but I will say that eventually people are going to gravitate towards their well-being. And if it means going outside the realm of what is considered to be morally acceptable, that is an individual decision for an adult to make. It is extremely unfortunate that government is pushing people to choose between being a law-abiding citizen or a healthy citizen. That is a dilemma that individuals have to make for themselves. And it's really unfortunate that in this day and age and in the country we live in, this is what we're facing. It's sad and scary at the same time.
Yeah. Well, thank you anyway for bringing this bad news, Gil. Thanks.
My pleasure. Thank you again, and I appreciate the open ear because it is an important issue. I do urge everybody who's impacted and everyone who's not impacted, just because it doesn't impact you directly doesn't mean it doesn't impact someone you know or love, doesn't mean it won't impact you in the future. This is a war on your freedom to choose what to do with your body. Yeah. This is taking the hands of your healthcare provider and handcuffing them so that they cannot treat you properly. So I urge everybody, whether you know anything about this topic or not, to reach out to local legislators on a federal level, your congressperson, your senators, and any representative in government that has control over a federal agency and advise them. And some states like California have banned this. You can reach out to your state legislatures as well out in some of these states. Let them know how you feel about a perfectly safe and well-studied medication that's been around for many, many, many years. I think HCG, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I know for sure since the 1970s this has been in existence. Very safe, very effective, and very critical to many people. For it to just totally be banned is completely ludicrous. So you should make your voice heard, and you should put some numbers up there and call their offices 5 times a day and send them letters and emails and bombard them with this issue, because I guarantee you most of them have never even heard of it.
Yeah. Please, everyone watching, put a comment in the comment section of this video and let us know what you want to do about it. Okay, thanks again, Gil, and see you next time.
Thank you, Steven.
Bye, mate. This video is sponsored by MeWe, the #1 pick for men on TRT. Shop now at MeWe's using the link in the description under this video.